Well, the weatherman was right for once. It rained. It actually rained a lot. It's pretty wet over here. So, I think it's safe to burn now. If I can get a pile started. Wasn't quite expecting that much rain. They won't call them for that much rain, but it is what it is. So, looks like that pile of ashes over there is steaming. I'm gonna go kick around in that and see if I can get some hot coals from that and do the easy way on starting a fire. Go over there to the burn pit, rake around in there. Those ashes are still like 4 or 5 feet deep, so there's got to be something hot in there. See if I can't pile some dry material on there and get a fire started if I don't sink out of sight here before I get to the machine here. I'm gonna get it all muddy. So I just raked the ashes around in the burn pit there, and I think there's a few hot spots. Laid a grapple full of pine straw and sticks in there. We'll see what happens. I didn't realize it quite had that much dirt on top of it, but I think the bottom half that is in the fire may catch up. Grab some more of this drier stuff and stack it in there and see what happens. Well, the fire's starting to catch up now. I'm going to grab some of this stuff that has been previously burnt because it's drier than everything else. Put that down here where the fire is burning the best at. That should kind of help get a good hot fire going. A little bit better just because it's already half burnt and dried out pretty good. Literally all I had was pine straw and sticks to get this thing going. Should catch up pretty good though, and then I'm gonna set, once I get a good hot fire here, I'm gonna set that other pile on fire. That one should burn down because that one's got the majority of the logs and everything in it. A lot more brush. I was kind of saving that in case I needed to run over there and grab some of it to keep this one going, because I got a lot of stumps to burn in this pile. Sometimes they need a little more of that brush to kind of keep everything burning good. Much on there as I can, so that as that little bit of brush I do have in there burns, it'll get all this stuff heated up, cooking. probably go over there and get a couple grapplefuls of that brush and put on top just to kind of keep feeding it, giving it plenty of hot coals to keep burning all this stuff up. Because once you get a giant pile of stumps like that, it's hard for it to just keep raging unless they're just like super dry. Most of these were dug up less than a week ago, so they're definitely not super dry, except for what I'm grabbing right now. So I got most of the other pile of stumps put in the fire. Now I'm going through this one right here, trying to fill in the back side of the pile here, and then I'll go back over there and stack that up. I did put a couple grapplefuls of drier stuff that was burning in that pile up there, so hopefully that'll get started. Just kind of keep on working between these two today, getting all this stuff burn up is my goal. It does unfortunately get a lot of dirt in it, but it's a lot quicker than trying to grab one or two stumps at a time and bring them down here. Take a little bit of time to rake through here and get the smaller stuff out, a little burn, throw it in the pile. Fairly clean, not too much dirt on them. I'll put them all in the hole, and as it burns down, I'll just kind of keep pushing them over. At least they'll kind of start getting some heat from the fire and drying out. Dropped a couple times, it's got a fair amount of dirt on it. Oh, I think I just splattered mud all over the machine. Let's not drop stumps in liquid mud. Bad idea. There's not many stumps left. All the stumps are out to here, and I just got maybe 1 truckload left. I just threw a bunch on there. I'm gonna let that catch up. That fire up there where the old logging deck is burning nice and hot now. I'm gonna let that keep burning down, and I'm gonna run back here to the back and see if there's anything I can kind of stack up over there, and then come back and restack it one more time and go get some lunch. And then probably 1 more stacking after lunch. All this will be in the pit, and just kind of keep pushing it up throughout the day. And that one up there, I'm just gonna let it burn down, and then kind of stack it up throughout the day as well. All right, going to stack this fire up one more time, and the other one, and take the grapple off. Probably head back to the back, dig up a few more stumps. Work on that this afternoon while this continues to burn down. The grapple does not dig up stumps very good. I tried. I feel like I'm going to break something. Some of this piled up there on the flames. Bunch of logs in there, so it's kind of got it big hollow spot in there that hasn't burnt down. Stack up the pile of stumps, get it. Put the bucket back on to dig some stumps up on the side of the pile there, and got it restacked. I'm going to jump on the dozer and head off to the back there where I'm going to work tomorrow, and see if I can't kind of rake through some of that and get some of the brush separated from the stump. So let's see how well that goes. gonna call it a day. I got a little of that brush pushed back there in the back, as you saw, and just came up here and restacked the fires. I'm gonna let them burn down, come back in the morning and restack that, and take off back there in the back and start stumping that area back there and getting some of those stumps out where they can start drying out. And maybe some of this mud will dry up, because it is sloppy wet right now. Well, it looks like the fire's burnt down pretty good. I did come back over here last night and stacked them up again. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot left in that pile. I'm going to restack them this morning and pull the fire out of that pile of pine straw and bark over there that's just smoking so much. It'll just sit there and smolder and smolder and smolder and be a nuisance. So I'm gonna go over there and rake that out of there and restack that, and go over there to the burn pit, restack that, and then head off to the back there and dig up some stumps. So the fire burnt down everything pretty good. You can see kind of how it's moved over into that pile of old wet pine straw and bark and everything, and it would probably slowly sit there and smolder through it, but it would probably take a week, and it's just making a lot of smoke, and it's kind of blowing towards some houses over there. So I'm gonna take the excavator and rake that down and get that kind of concentrated into one little area, and get this restacked. Can't really see anything sticking out of the burn pit, so it must have burned down pretty good. I'll rake through here and get all these stumps, all the dirt knocked off of these, and get this raked out and piled up to burn again. It's gonna finish burning down pretty good. It's still steaming a little bit. I'm just gonna I raked it out, and whatever burns of that burns. It's just that much less I have to deal with. And then I went over there and restacked what was in the burn pit, which was about half a dump truck load. I'm gonna grab these stumper and take off back here and start digging up some more stumps. This last little corner up front here, get these stumps out. I had brush piled on them, and I moved it yesterday. Kind of done some more work behind me while the fire is burned down. Clay is sticky. You just got to chunk the stumps over here and let them dry. So I got that cleaned up, and then I'm going to work on that down in there after I get this finished. Getting some of those stumps laid out so they'll start to dry, and build me a path down there to where I'm going to do a big burn pit. Get that kind of opened and work out from there. As many stumps dug out, drying out as possible. As you can tell, they're getting pretty wet now this time of year. We're making up for our dry summer we had. Things starting to get a little mushy. Pretty good. These other ones I dug up over there, boy, some of those are giving me a fit. They were not wanting to come out of the ground. Of course, they were 3 times the size of these as well, but doggone, those tap roots just never ended. Lots of stumps. So not much left of that fire, just these 3 piles right here that need to be buried, and then everything up front will be done. I'll dig another hole. I'm going to, I gotta clear those trees and tear that house down, and I'll put it down there. But forgot to take a video while I was down there, but I got all those stumps dug up and down the path, so a lot more work to do down there, but save that for another day. It's slowly starting to dry out some, but it's still too wet for the dump truck out here, so maybe we'll dry out some next week and then bring it over here.